Hello, this is Lisa Hanson, and this is the Songwriter Circle. Listen, we were having such a great time with Reverend Lee Michaels of WCAO Radio, Heaven 600, that I wanted to come back and just share a couple of more things with you about the East Coast Gospel Music Summit and some of the great things that happened and that will happen in 2016.
2016, that's correct. Yep.
So, if you're joining us for the first time, I'm here with Reverend Lee Michaels of Heaven 600 Radio of Baltimore, Maryland, and we are here today talking about the East Coast Gospel Music Summit, which is held in Baltimore, Maryland. It's actually Halloween weekend.
Yep.
It's October the 28th through 30th.
Yep.
So I attended last year. It was a life-changing experience. It was so awesome. And one of the things I wanted to talk to him about during this session, they have panel discussions, they have a shed, a cipher, they also have a showcase, and then on Sunday they end up, we didn't talk about the choir storm.
Yes.
Yes. So
that's going to be major.
It is going to be major. The Northern Delaware chapter of the Gospel Music Workshop of America is actually going to be joining this year, along with some other accomplished choirs.
When we say East Coast, it is going to be representative of the East Coast. We've got the Northern Delaware chapter of the GMWA. We've got Pastor David Wright, Timothy Wright's son.
Yes, I met him.
And the New York Fellowship Choir coming from New York. We've got Andrew Ford and his choir coming out of Philadelphia.
And
we've got Demetrius West coming out of Ohio.
Wow.
We've got Darnell. I forgot Darnell's last name. Forgive me, Darnell. Greater Works, they're out of D.C. We've got the Howard University Choir.
Awesome.
And we've got a choir coming from North Carolina. So it's literally going to be representative of the East Coast.
Is Eric Waddell coming this year?
Eric Waddell, homegrown. Yes, he's going to be there.
Homegrown Eric Waddell. Let me tell you something about that group.
Yeah.
They are so dynamic. Every time they hit the stage, they bring it. They have so much energy and so much passion. You know, choirs can learn a lot from his group.
Yeah, let me just share with you, since we're talking about the summit, that at the very first summit, Eric Waddell met Vicky McLatiot, who is, of course, the former owner of Gospel Centric that discovered Kurt Franklin and Donald Lawrence and a host of other folk. And while she was there as our keynote on the first night, he met her, and that started the conversation to him obtaining a national distribution deal at Central South. That was the first success story out of the summit.
The key is it happened at the summit.
And most recently, a young lady who has now become one of the premier and most demanded, most in-demand artists in the country and internationally, she got her connection at the summit. She signed with Ty Scott Records and became a national phenom, talking about KCJ.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, and that's important that you mention that, because at the summit, you have a lot of industry execs. You have Ty Scott, you have Malico.
E1, RCA, Ty Scott, Malico, Intro, Blackstone Music. We have them all there. Then we have some up and coming labels this year. I think we have a roster of about 12 to 13 labels that'll be there.
Wow,
that's
is
significant.
Awesome. All under one roof.
All under one roof, which means you have, and several of the labels, and I'll just say this, several of the labels are coming there looking for additions to their rosters.
Did you hear that?
Okay, I'm just saying.
He's just saying we're just dropping it. It's just information. We're just sharing information.
There you go.
You know.
And information becomes power when you act on it.
This is true. This is true. You know, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was during the panel, day number 2.
Yes.
You wanted to take the artists through everything from soup to nuts when it came to creating a group, signing a group, everything.
Yes.
So
that was a great experience.
It was so awesome. You know, I recorded it, but someone stole my tablet, so I lost it. I know. So they have some powerful information, whoever has my tablet. But what happened was you created a group.
Yes.
And the
And
group's
we
name?
named the group.
You named the
We
group.
named the group. We took a consensus in the room. What are we going to call this group? And literally, what had happened was, and you didn't know this part. I had an itinerary, and I had that voice speak to me again and said, "Don't do that.
Wow.
Here's what I want you to do." And that's when I shifted, and I said, "We're going to do something different." And we decided that we were going to create an imaginary group. The group was going to be the participants who were there for the panel,
Right.
for the workshop.
Right.
And the panelists were going to be our advisors on how to move this group along. So
Yes.
the first thing we did was we took a consensus of the group and we came up with a name, which was
The name initially was Imaginarium.
Right.
Now, Imaginarium for any group is too long.
Exactly.
So we condensed it. So the name of the group was called Image.
Image. We
Yes.
came up with a group name. We own that name.
Right.
Yep. And then we proceeded through the entire process from the forming of a group to actually getting them to the point where they could make some noise with a major record deal. And it was so enriching.
It was so awesome. During that session, artists got a chance to see the executives firsthand about the process they go through when groups present music to them.
Exactly.
And let me tell you, just watching their faces as the music was presented, it was incredible. You know what happened? The song that was presented,
which was one of the
it was a song.
registrants.
One of the registrants had a song.
Yep.
And they submitted it. Okay.
Right. And we said this was
This
Image's
is Image's song.
Right.
And they played the song, and watching the executives' faces, there was one, her name was Snoopy. And
Snoopy, yeah.
Snoopy was like, oh, no, turn it off. And the other execs were like, what? They were clowning the song, and then some were actually listening, but they listened to the entire song. And after they listened, they gave some direct
Meaningful
feedback.
critique, good critique.
People, I tell you, all those artists there, they were enlightened. You know,
Yes.
they said within the first 5 seconds, they know whether or not a song is good.
That's correct.
You know, this is the type of information that we got at the East Coast Gospel Music Summit. It is definitely a life-changing experience for anyone, songwriter, music creator, artist, someone that has their music out there. It's invaluable, you know, things that people don't even tell you. You get
Right.
a chance to learn and learn about.
And that's the whole idea. The
Yes.
whole idea is to provide a forum. There was an image that came to mind when I was trying to come up with a name for it. And we came up with the summit because summit is more stronger than conference
Right.
for me. But there was also an image that came to mind, and it showed me that in Africa, you could find a watering hole in the jungle. And in that watering hole, all the animals would come and drink together.
Right,
And nobody had to worry about anything.
right.
The lions, tigers, giraffe, everybody would come and drink from the water. And that's what I envisioned, that the summit would be a watering hole, that people, whether they were new, up and coming, established, they could all come and be refreshed together.
Well, I am so grateful that God gave you that vision. And again, I thank you. Our time is up again.
Again.
Again,
But can we
but-
just say, go to eastcoastgospelmusicsummit.com to get all the information about registration and, of course, the itinerary.
Well, I thank you so very much. And once again, I would like to thank you for watching the Songwriters Circle. And to the next time, God bless.